Welcome to Small Business Talks. My name is Shiraz Sadiq, and this is the Entrepreneurial Resilience Series brought to you by Gavreau Accounting Tax Law Advisory and Canadian SME Business Magazine. Established in 2008, Gavreau Accounting Tax Law Advisory is one of the fastest growing professional services firm in all of North America. Their team of financial and business advisors supports small business owners on their path to financial mastery through strategic accounting, tax, bookkeeping, legal, and proactive business coaching services. Their team challenges entrepreneurs to step into the confidence and courage they need to overcome obstacles to build wealth, their business, and increase their impact to change the world. In today's episode, we'll spend time with Jen Paul, founder of Digital Consultants. She just gets it when it comes to establishing longevity in your online presence. But it's her expertise on the Holy Grail of online tools. Yes, she builds mobile apps. Now here's Jen Paul, founder of Digital Consultants. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for the Small Business Talks Entrepreneurship Series brought to you by Gavreau and Associates. Today, I have the privilege and really the honor of spending time with Jen Paul. She's the founder and chief orchestrator. There's a few other titles, and we're going to speak about that, about what you do at Digital Consultants. First of all, Jen, can you tell us a little bit about your journey? Well, we have to rewind even a little bit more. What is Digital Consultants?
Digital Consultants. It's digital marketing for small businesses who have no idea how to market the amazing products and services they have.
Okay. What if they have an idea and they need a little bit of refining? But we're going to get into that in a little bit. But you got into this space, Digital Consultants. By default, we're going to assume that's websites, it's SEO.
Yep.
By default, we're going to think about how to, maximize our exposure through our digital content, whether it's social media. But in a bit, we're going to talk about how easy it is, and it's not true, how easy you make it is to have an app on your phone.
Very easy.
And we're going to talk, she says it's easy because she's good at it and she can make it happen for you. But the average person doesn't know how to do that. But before we get there, your background, before you launched your own business, Digital Consultants, what were you doing?
I was doing a lot of consulting projects for banking. And so I was actually the consultants who come in and say, hey, you know what? There's some issues here. How are we going to deal with it? And I put a strategy for end goal and look at how that strategy and that project is going to bring end revenue for the banks.
Okay, so your projects were oriented towards rev generation through efficiencies that you created in their process and flows?
Flows and product enhancements and business growth, and saying, hey, you know what, this department needs a growth. What do we need to do? Where do we need to streamline? Can we introduce a new product? So one of the products we did is for HSBC, and they brought in small business banking. That was a humongous project. But it was also lots of fun. It's like, what is small business doing right now, and what kind of products do they need for banking?
So the scope here was huge.
Very huge.
You covered a lot of different areas for banks and what they offer to the market.
Yeah, for sure, definitely, yeah.
When you speak about spending time with small businesses, and you heard all their stories and everything that they go through, on a regular basis, and you still wanted to start your own business after hearing all of those stories?
Yeah, it actually made me more excited because I had a product. We have found a framework would help them grow, right? Help them tell their story better and see the business have a better success.
Okay, let's define success then.
Right.
If you offer websites,
right.
SEO, social media management, app development, how would you define success when it comes to having a digital presence? So let's just start with websites. What's the definition of a successful website?
A successful website for me is your story told clearly, and is people coming in and taking action. You have so many websites out there, and you don't know how people can come in and talk to you. It's almost like, think of it as real estate. You have a real estate, and you walk into a store, and you have sales agents, and who just sits there and watches clients coming in and doesn't say hi to them, and just the clients walk back out. Right?
Okay.
It's almost like that when you come into a website. If you're not engaging the audience who are coming in, they're wasted leads that who's potentially coming in because they heard about you, and they think that their problem can be solved with your services and products, right?
I remember when we first connected a little while ago, and you were showing me a website that had over 1,000 words on the front page. Like, this is everything that we do, so let's post it on our site. How do you gain confidence to tell your customer? Well, how do you give your customer the confidence to say more with less?
So I tell them, I tell them this first example is that I tell them about story, right? So for instance, I ask them, tell me a movie that you watch. What's your favorite movie? For instance, Suresh, what's your favorite movie?
Hey, I don't know if I don't think you're old enough to know this movie, because you're a lot younger than me, but let's see, Young Guns 2.
Okay, so Young Guns 2. When is the last time you saw that? Did you see it yesterday?
Oh no, it's been a few years.
It's been a few years, but you remember the plot.
I do. Emilio Estevez was in that movie. Yeah.
And you remember the characters. You remember how you felt when you watched that movie.
I do. Yeah.
It's the same thing with website. So when they come into your website, you need to give them an experience, right? Because they're gonna have 3-4 tabs open. So I tell my clients, as much as you are good and your story is important, your audience are coming with 3-4 tabs open, right?
Okay.
And you need to tell them your story and not tell them why you are the best thing, but tell them why you have the answer for their solution, for their problem, that you have the solution for their problem.
Okay, so you're flipping this. And again, ladies and gentlemen, we're in conversation with Jen Paul, founder, owner, and Chief Operating Officer, and she wears a bunch of other hats at Digital Consultants. Now, of course, you have a full team there as well. What you're saying is, don't build a website to tell your story. The story you want to tell is helping your client find themselves on their site?
Their site, exactly. So, for instance, if I'm coming into looking for a bakery, right?
Okay.
I need breads, I need some pastries, right?
Okay.
I'm going to go say, bakery near me, right? And when I look for that, I'm going to go and look up the website. And if I see we've been there for 70 years and, we are the best in hands and, we know how to do bakery well, which is all great. But, Shiraz, if I don't know why your bakery is good, for me, and how you will make my guests feel good, how you will make me feel like, oh, you know what, that was the best kind of pastries that I had, and you can't build any credibility on the website, you lost me. Versus when I go to the second tab, they're talking about, hey, you know what, 55 people who come into our daily and every hour to our bakery, 95% of them love our pastries. Now you're telling a story. Right?
Okay.
And if you say, hey, you know what, our pastries are rated the best across our city, not because we just love it, but we passionately care about you having a good experience for you, right?
So you want to change
about people.
Okay, so you want to change sites, and you're kind of on this mission to help small businesses convert their story from a biography to an experience.
Exactly.
Okay, so what will I experience if I go to your site?
Exactly.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we're in conversation with Jen Paul of Digital Consultants. Jen, it is, please take this the right way.
Right.
I get bothered now the more and more I'm hearing this phrase. As a female entrepreneur in the technology space, why is that even a thing? Why isn't that normal by now? Why do I have to ask the question, as a female in technology, do you still feel like that? Or have you normalized the fact that you're just as equal and competent as everyone else? Does that even need to be a thing anymore?
See, I come from a background where, again, I was doing consulting, right?
Okay.
And, it's very, lots of men are in that industry. I came from a career education where there's a men's oriented. So for me, I never felt like it's a hindrance for me. I just took the challenge for it, right?
Okay.
And then right now, especially, there's so many amazing women out there who can create good content. Actually, 90% of our team members are women because they're awesome in creating content. I love working with them.
And that doesn't surprise me. Because it's true, there's
It's
a skill set that's there.
Exactly.
And the technical skill, it doesn't matter if you're a male or a female, anyone can learn the technical skill.
Exactly.
But do you have the capacity to develop great storytelling?
Exactly. You got it. And invite you into that story. Because as a woman, we also have that side where we create, not that men are not creative, it's a side, I just want to make sure I put that side note there. Women have, more women have that understanding of having that empathy, have that sense of, that caring sense. And you invite that into the writing of your website. So when the visitors come to your website, they're like, oh, you know what? I know exactly what you're feeling. So for instance, if you are, again, a bakery and you're like, you're having you want to give a good experience for your clients, you say, hey, you know what? Are you tired of tasting bad breads or pastries that are not even really good after a couple of days? You know what? We know how it feels. Our pastries will give you great taste even if you keep it for a week because we put good quality products in there.
That is fantastic. Now, hopefully, you don't keep your pastries around for a week. I got to tell you, the pastries don't last in our house for more than a day because somebody eats them all. Jen, thanks for joining us today. And of course, we're in conversation with Jen Paul, founder of Digital Consultants. When we come back from break, there's something that I really want us to dive into, and that's the development of an app. You see, for most people, it still feels out of reach. When we come back, Jen will show you how to put it right in the palm of your hand. We'll be right back. And welcome back. Of course, we're in conversation with Jen Paul, founder of Digital Consultants. At Digital Consultants, they're more than just websites, and that's actually what we need to chat about. The amount of calls that we're getting now about, hey, can you know, the magazine, it's like, hey, can you refer us to somebody to build a website? We got a whole list.
Yeah.
We got a whole list of people that we can refer to who build websites. But you guys do something that is extremely, I wouldn't say rare, but you make app building to own real estate on a phone possible.
That's a prime real estate too, right?
It is, because literally right in the palm of their hands.
Exactly.
Now, can you share with us what that process looks like to build an app?
Yeah, for sure. So app building is lots of fun. So one of the main things is understanding your audience. So as part of marketing, that's why we put app in there, because it is also marketing, because most of you your phone is hand reached. When's the last time you don't know where your phone was, right?
Okay, literally, ladies and gentlemen, I know where my phone is. It's literally right over there because I keep an eye on it.
Exactly, right?
Okay.
So most of your audience, who your people you want to reach, they know where your phone is. So if you want to get their attention, you need to be inside their phone. That's where the whole concept of the app came about.
Okay.
So to create an app is very simple. We figure out what need are you going to serve on that app? What are the people looking for? So for instance, one of the client called us a couple of weeks ago and said, you know what? I need my client to look up mortgage calculator, and I don't want them going to all these websites. I want them to download my website app, and I want to give all these tools on tips on mortgages and be able to calculate mortgage so that, they can figure out if they're in the right range and all of that. And then, and then we get all of your requirements, figure out what is your requirements, and then we translate it to the developer, and then we give it to them. And then, after that is just marketing, right? Marketing back into the circle.
And then at the same time, while you're marketing your website, you can market your app at the same time. So you're kind of piggybacking on a budget that you already are utilizing to promote your business.
Exactly. I'll tell you actually one quick story as well. There's a restaurant that was almost closing down because of COVID, because the restaurant hit COVID really hard.
Sure.
So this business said, one of our partners said, why don't you build an app and then give promo to the cities, to the neighbor cities in there. And they're like, okay, well, we'll try that. So they built the app and they promoted it and said, if you download our app, you get 10% off if you buy our food, right? So they're like, okay, how long does it take? It literally takes 10 seconds to find your name and download it on any of your app stores. Okay. Then they got so busy. Now this restaurant started marketing to these people and said, hey, you know what? Today's Tuesday special. Today's Friday special. And you know what? Tomorrow.
Because when the app is on your phone, you've given them permission for pop-ups on your phone.
Exactly.
Okay, so now here's a question that the answer, watch this. I'm going to answer my question even before I ask it. Here's going to be the answer. You ready? The answer is it depends. Okay. Now here's the question. Are you ready for it?
I'm almost not going to say that.
Okay. Every time I ask other people, well, how much does a website cost? The answer invariably is it depends.
That's true.
Of course it does. And I get it. Scope, scale, size, what you want to do with your site. Exactly. Fantastic. Yeah. Now, if you were to compare the cost of building an app to an average website, are you saying it's more or less or about the same as what it takes to build a website?
I would say the same. Definitely the same. But the lead will be a lot better in the app. The engagement will be a lot better in the app, right? Okay. Because website is open to the whole world. Now, the people who are opening the app or downloading the app is your warm leads who are already engaging with you. And they're ready to get constant notifications from you or to see what's happening with you.
So for about the same amount of time and budget that it takes to build a website, you're saying that we can also now, working with digital consultants, use that same time and budget, a similar time frame and budget to build an app to have that ready and available to promote and market your business.
Exactly. But again, you are right. I have to say it depends. But if you have the standard expectations, definitely you can build an easy app. And for us, it's easy again, but we're the one who's building it. But it definitely is not like, it's going to take a 6-month, 7-month project to build an app.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in conversation with Jen Paul, founder of Digital Consultants. Not only do they build websites, which, if you're in the digital space, you probably manage social media campaigns as well.
Definitely, yeah.
But what makes them stand out is the amount of success that they've had for their clients in building apps to own real estate on your client's phone. Mm-hmm. Now, Jen, can you speak a little bit to who is your ideal client? Who is it that you serve and serve well?
The people that I serve really well is businesses, small businesses, or even medium-sized businesses who genuinely have a product and services that they really believe in and they're really to serve. They're really to go out there and attract the right clients. And then we work with them and say, hey, you know what, who is your target audience and how do we build engagement? Because that's very important, right? Okay. So if you're out there, you don't know, digital marketing is everything. Like you said, SEO, there's website, there's apps, there's, social media. I have no clue where to start. That's where we will come and say, hey, we'll help you get started. Because again, as small businesses, your budget is not, you don't have $500,000 like some of these corporations have, right? Your budget is a lot smaller. So you want to make sure your focus is narrow and you're going directly to your target audience.
That's
so those
fantastic.
are the people that we'd love to help with.
And there's nothing wrong with Wix. There's nothing wrong with GoDaddy. But my question to you is, do you have what it takes to spend the hours required to learn? Obviously, you're aware I run a couple of small businesses as well. And that, if I'm being honest, I did that. I said, you know what? I can I have the technical savvy. I'm built that way. I'm wired that way. I can build my own site in Wix.
Yeah.
But then by the 20th or 25th hour, I got so caught up in the minutia of this, that, wait a second, I can turn that on. Wait, now, okay, let me just Google that and learn how to do this. Now I learned how to do that, and I got to do that, and I got to do this.
Yeah.
I was into it about 30 hours,
Yeah.
and I wasn't even halfway there.
Exactly, right? And that's what I tell my clients is that, you know what, you're good at what you're doing. If you're good at painting, you're good at painting. Or if you're good at servicing, building computers, you want to be able to go and find, address your clients. But you don't want to sit there and go hunt them down, because you don't have time and you don't even know what that means, right? So again, like Suraj says, Wix and GoDaddy is no problem. Anybody can build a Wix and GoDaddy. But the quality and the way to tell the story and the professionalism that comes with it is not there when you're going with these websites. That's what I tell. But if you say, hey, you know what, I have nothing, I have no budget at all, I would say, hey, you know what, go to Wix, start there. Start somewhere, you know what I mean?
And that's a great point. Start somewhere.
Yeah.
Get your footprint established. You know, one of the conversations we had earlier is the amount of businesses that come to you who went that route, the self-build route, and they're like,
yeah, exactly.
Hey, Jen, can you and the team at Digital Consultants take us to where we really need to be at?
Exactly.
And I remember what you said. You said, you know, I treat them graciously. Mm-hmm. Good on them for at least trying. At least they understand the process and are willing to work hard.
Exactly. And you know what? We all make mistakes, and that's one of the beautiful thing about small businesses. We don't mind making mistakes. We fall down, we fall back, we get up, and we're ready to go even more forcefully the next time, right? Mm-hmm. We helped a private school, similar to what you're saying. They wanted to do it on their own. I said, okay, we'll just give you a few tips, and then, you know what, go do it on your own. They came back to us, no, we don't know how to do social media. We don't know how to do website design. Okay. We started branding them. We started telling their stories again and again. First 3 months, you know, it was okay. They were generating somewhat leads. By the 4th and 6th month, Shiraz, they were getting almost 10 times more leads than they were getting before. Their enrollment was like so much now that they have to hire almost 3-4 more for teachers just to keep up with the enrollment going up. What their exact word they just told me is that the enrollment is skyrocketing right now. Right? Because everybody, their social media is on fire. Their website leads are just on fire. They're getting constant engagement because their story is so beautiful. Their story is so engaging. It's inviting people into that story. Right?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're in conversation with Jen Paul, founder of Digital Consultants. Now, if there is a gap in your digital presence, in your online footprint, and you need to speak to someone, are you open to having people just give you a shout, just to chat through what possibilities are present to propel them towards the promises they believe that they've made to themselves that they're going to put out there?
Yeah, for sure. So one of the things that we do is one of our give back experience that we do is that once a month we do a free digital marketing clinic. What we do is we just invite the small businesses and say, hey, you come with your problem, and if we can help you, we'll help you. If we don't know, we'll at least try to find you who we can help. Because again, we appreciate the fact that you want to do this, and even if you want to try it on your own, try it. We're not here to discourage you on that, but we're here to help you where you can help, right?
Well, we appreciate that, and I can tell you that the countless businesses that have taken advantage of that clinic probably appreciate that as well. Definitely. Thank you for taking the time to be with us here today. And again, if this is a need or a gap that you are experiencing, the answers are available, and the answer might just be to my left or right now. Again, thank you for taking the time for being with us today, Jen.
Thank you. Thank you, Suraj.
Thank you once again, Jen, for sharing your experience with us and for showing us what next steps look like for any and every small business to grow into their digital footprint. And mobile apps, her team is here to help you press the easy button to make it possible. Thank you to the team at Canadian SME Business Magazine for making this series possible, and thank you for spending time investing in your business to move forward with Small Business Talks. The Entrepreneurial Resilience Series has been brought to you by Gavreau Accounting Tax Law Advisory, helping you reach new levels of financial success. Visit gavrocpa.ca to reach those levels you feel your business is capable of. This is Shiraz Sadiq, paving a way for your prosperity.